Hi, Lou Manfredini, Ace's Home Expert. In this video, we're going to talk to you about a toilet that leaks at the base, the point where the toilet connects to the floor, what could be causing it, and how you can fix it. Okay, toilets connect to something called a closet flange. That is kind of this round bracket that's at the base of the floor where the bolts come up and then connect to the toilet. The thing that bridges the gap between the toilet and the floor is called a wax ring. And basically, it goes at the base of the toilet, lines up over the hole, and then when you drop the toilet into position, it kind of squeezes down in there to create a seal. And if you're experiencing a leak right at the base, there's a chance that either the wax ring has become misshapen, there's a gap in it, it's not quite sealed properly, and you need to replace that wax ring. So in order to do this, you'll need to shut the water off to the toilet, remove the water line that's connected to the toilet. Then remove the nuts that are holding the bolts coming up through the floor. Those are affectionately called Johnny bolts. And you'll remove that and then flush the toilet. Make sure that it has the least amount of water in there as possible before you remove it. Now, you gotta be very careful lifting a toilet from the connection point because it's a great way to throw out your back. So be very careful. And you wanna try and lift the toilet as level as possible, because if you tilt it one way or the other, you're gonna end up spilling water onto the floor. So it's a good idea to have a couple of towels handy. Then you'll see that closet flange. The wax ring residue might still be there. You want to scrape that away using a putty knife and get it as clean as possible. Now you're going to tilt the toilet to the side to expose the area where the wax ring connects to the toilet. There's probably residue of the wax ring there as well. Scrape that away. It doesn't have to be super clean, but we don't need a bunch of extra wax anywhere. And then you have choices when it comes to wax rings. You can buy a standard wax ring, which literally is just wax in a ring. There's also a wax ring that has a little bit of a flange. This is one of my favorites because I think it's just easier to set, and it kind of gives the direction of things coming out of the toilet right into the sewer line that you're going to ultimately connect it to. And then there's also synthetic wax rings, which have come out in the last several years, and these are really good choices. There's no wax, and they squeeze together. It's kind of like a donut, and it's a really good choice if you happen to have heated floors. If you have heated floors in your bathroom, one of the issues can be with a wax ring is that the floor heats up, the wax warms up, and then you don't get that connection point. With the synthetic wax rings, that does not occur. So you're gonna take that wax ring and you're going to put it on the bottom of the toilet. There's kind of two methods to do this, either on the flange or on the toilet. The Johnny bolts are gonna be sticking up from the flange. And again, be very careful with your back. So how you set this toilet is very important, and having some help to do it would make a lot of sense. You're gonna line that toilet so that it goes right over the top of those Johnny bolts, and then you're gonna push down and rock the toilet back and forth to compress the wax ring, then put the washers and the nuts, tighten the Johnny bolts down so that the toilet is firmly connected to the floor. Put the finish caps on and you're done. The leaking toilet from the base of the toilet should now be solved.